Hello, my amazing Librans. Welcome into a general weekly reading for you. I hope you're doing well out there. Do remember to book a personal reading with myself. All the information lies down below in the description box. Just shoot me a quick email and I'll get that started for you. I'm hearing there's something peaceful about your energy this week, but the motivation is definitely there, all right? It feels like you are very on point in certain ways that feels maybe enlightening for other people, helpful for other people. Impressive is the word I'm getting, but I feel like you are feeling like you can do what you need to plus some and acquire what you want. And if you haven't been feeling that way previous to this specific week period, I feel like this week helps you jump into that energy, okay? But let's pull right from the middle. We got the Magician at the bottom, the Page of Pentacles. It's a week of new money, my friend. It feels like it's a week where you're thinking about investing, changing things for the better, and feeling more in charge in certain ways than you once did. But as I fix the way I'm sitting, because it looks kind of awkward, it's kind of that vibe of you figuring it out, right? Figuring it out. And you may be a little bit annoyed at certain points throughout the week when it comes to slip-ups, imperfections, things feeling a little bit bumpy along the way, maybe being reminded of the past way too much. I know that happens to me, and I have heavy Libra in my chart. I also feel like noise factors are just something you're not a fan of, right, in general, but this week highlights that. And I also feel like you're thinking about the future in regards to what to acquire. It could be a new investment, maybe a new job, more money absolutely is on the mind. But it's this feeling of you needing to remember at certain points, maybe because you're pushed to think that you don't have this ability to manifest. You absolutely can. And it's a week where I'm feeling your presence is quite magical as well. And I sense that you are going to, when learning something from somebody else, teach them something of importance. Interesting. So I feel like it's that ability to adapt as well coming into play when it comes to being the student, the teacher at times, maybe a combination of both, like we were just saying. But I also feel like when it comes to energy, people, places, situations, they're saying environments, and as well when it comes to how you're feeling, okay, and your habits playing into it all. Let's keep pulling. We have the High Priestess coming out and the Strength card. I really feel like with a lot of major arcana coming out, it's a turning point for you, feeling like things are in a more peaceful way, turning in your favor. Kind of reminds me of Aquarius's reading, but I feel like you are owning your shit is what I'm hearing in a very strong way. It's like, I know I have this bad habit. I know I have this unhealthy routine or just bad approach, and or maybe unhealthy connection to this, and that, or whatever ends up being for you. But it feels like just because you're owning it in that sense doesn't mean it's a week of complete improvement or removal of whatever that ends up being for you. It feels like you need to give yourself credit, though, for implementing something of importance for you, maybe in a more healthy, more peaceful direction. Or the beginning or the continuation of the removal in one way, shape, or form. Does that make sense? It feels like you need to recognize that progress is absolutely worthy, just like you as a soul, all right? But the different sides of you are coming into play, the different sides of you. And I feel like there's, at certain points, a focus on your mind, your forehead. Maybe I also feel like certain random aches and pains will come to be. This definitely could be because you're aging, because of what you know exists for you health-wise. But I feel like for a lot of which you need to take a hot second and feel it out intuitively, whether or not it's a spiritual messing with kind of moment or not. And sometimes I do feel like you will intuitively feel like an ear ringing or something of the sort, maybe an itching of a specific body part. That's a spiritual message, okay, of positivity. Or forewarning. But I'm feeling like the stars, again, like Aquarius's reading, are truly aligning for you, and it feels quite magical. And I feel like there's support in different ways throughout the week that feels comforting. It feels maybe enlightening and helpful, right, as a whole. This may come through, I want to say, a pet of some sort, maybe other animals, communication, synchronicities, symbolism. I do feel like you're going to feel the presence of spirit regardless of whether or not you feel you are connected to that extent or not. It's feeling like some of which are going through a spiritual increase, or maybe being forewarned of one that lies ahead. It's like you're going to feel your inner compass being quite relevant throughout the week when you need to take a turn in the right direction for you to avoid this or that, to accomplish this or be in the right spot at the right time. It's also going to help you hold back when you need to. When you find somebody's energy is rough, whether it just changed in the rough direction or it just was rough in general, or that conversation is doing you no justice, you have these strong, beautiful, magical ability to easily maneuver yourself away or just sneak away from that conversation. If need be, just shift away, right, and cut them off. I feel like that's not meant to be rude. It's just meant to be a way to protect your time, resources, and energy. But it feels like it's a very intuitive week once again, where Spirit's saying, as you're being reminded of when you needed to or had to back it up, as this cleaning truck is backing it up, it feels like you will remember your ability to shift as need be, right? Not only just when it comes to, again, the internal compass and whatnot, but as far as shifting your world in certain directions, your perspective, right? Apply it as you may. The week's gonna feel like it kind of speeds on by because I feel like a lot of which you're busy. It may feel like you're just enjoying yourself a bit more at certain points or in general. But I feel like for whatever reason, kids are coming into play. And I wanna say elderly people. And I do feel like there's a focus on you aging, okay, in a more mature direction, in a more logical and intuitive direction. It's amazing when somebody can utilize, bear with the noise, the ability to intertwine logic, that analytical side, with your intuition. Let's just give it a second. All right, as the noise starts to leave this area, I was getting something about you needing to trust and ignore certain downloads that come through from Spirit throughout the week, okay? Doesn't directly have to be, you know, through your thoughts, your mind, but for a lot of which, like myself, I feel like it will be. But splitting the deck to the King of Pentacles, I feel like there's a huge focus. Let me get my life together a little bit. Keywording. There's a huge focus on your stature is what I'm getting, the way you carry yourself, the way you move and you groove is what I'm hearing. But your maturity, your approach to things is completely different than it once was, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's honestly a week where you're needing to admit at certain points, maybe be one with more so the fact that that is developing as you change and grow, all right? And it feels like something that you didn't see working out for you is becoming more clear for you, all right? Whether it was where you were living, who you were connecting to or disconnecting from, it could have been, you know, a job situation, you name it. But I feel like there is a star-like quality about you throughout the week, as it feels like as they were showing somebody drawing that star. It's like the dots are connecting for you. Things are starting to make more sense. It's like piece by piece, day by day, accomplishment by accomplishment, and realization by realization, if I could even say it. Things are just starting to come together for you, make more sense once again, and work out for you. And I feel like you are thinking about spiritual meaning at times when it comes to animals, items, and things of that nature. But I also feel like the way you're sitting at certain points throughout the week does teach you and or remind you of a lot. And it feels like you want to, I'm hearing, stay at a situation longer than you're meant to, okay? Whether it's like, say, that work situation for the day or for the week. It could be, you know, where you're living once again. It could be where you're shopping, specifically, I'm getting. But remember, timing is everything when it comes to the removal, when it comes to a shift for you energetically. It feels like you need to remember why you left something behind so that you don't make the same mistake again. Interesting. Or a similar one. But I do feel like there's a focus on moving for a lot. You may be moving to a new place of residence in the future, and this time prepares you for that. You may need to put action in regards to acquiring that or making it a smoother shift for you. But it does feel like birds are very relevant for you throughout the week. And I want to say that you're being reminded throughout the week in certain small ways that you've made the right choices up until this point, even ones that didn't work out for you or felt like they didn't, even when it comes to certain bumps in the road that you've been dealing with currently due to one or two changes from the past. What else do we have for Libra? the Moon card. You are a beautiful mystery at times that does get wrapped up with certain emotions, other people's for the empaths, and yours naturally. I mean, you've been through a lot, and it feels like the mystery in the eyes of others in regards to what you can do and how you're shifting and changing feels quite relevant for the growth of something important. It reminds me of me in this channel, but I also feel like it's important for the development of how your connections will change moving forward. If you've been looking to meet somebody new, whether it's a new friend, interesting, but I feel more so for a lot drawn to the reading, a new lover of some sort, right? The potential of which it's right around the corner, but there's something that you're going through on an internal level. Even I want to say the cleaning up and the developing of your Libran path in life. It's like you're not meant to meet them until some of which or all of which is accomplished, okay? So just trust in divine timing. And that could also be in regards to a new work position for some, but it feels very connection oriented. And that may be as well a connection, upgrade or a connection, a shift, like a commitment of some sort. But things are not as black and white as you wish they were. There's always that gray matter is what I'm getting, that gray area. That mystery even within you that I feel like you don't like to admit that you have within your mind, heart, and soul, your life, right? But in other ways, you do accept mystery. It's a very interesting, complex week for you where I feel like you do need to heal at certain points when you don't want to or you don't have the allotted time to. But it's a time of grounded manifesting, okay? And a time for you to recognize that, again, things are shifting in the right direction for you. All right, my beautiful souls? So if this was truly helpful for you, sending you so much love and light, and I'll definitely see you next time.